Did you see the Supreme Court agree to take up the Mississippi case on abortion?
Did see that. That makes me nervous.
It makes you nervous.
I'm nervous because I don't. Do you have confidence in the Supreme Court that they're going to rule the right way?
Well,
by the way, the Mississippi case is that Mississippi is trying to limit abortion after 15 weeks.
Right.
So you can have an abortion up to 15 weeks.
Seems reasonable, right? If you want to compromise in the world of abortion.
Seems reasonable. However, Democrats are not reasonable on this issue anymore. Well, they never have been, but they're especially not reasonable now. In fact, they don't want any limit on abortion. You can get an abortion for any reason at any time, almost anywhere. And so this will be interesting to see what the Supreme Court says about 15 weeks, especially since Idaho just did the heartbeat bill.
Oh, yeah.
Where as soon as the heartbeat is detectable, you can't have an abortion. Whew. Wow. I expect that to wind up in the Supreme Court as well. Because they believe you can, right up to birth. Right up to and including birth, you can abort the baby. Yeah. That's what they want, and that's what they scream about all the time. And anything less than that, you're taking away the woman's right to choose.
So what's the worst case scenario here? That things stay the way they are?
Yeah. Okay. I suppose so.
You're going to write off Roberts, right? Just because he sucks.
Yes.
So you got Thomas. So that'll be a good
Thomas.
one. Breyer sucks. So that's 1-4 and 2 against. Alito's great. That'd be 2-2, right? Mm-hmm. Sotomayor, write her off 2-3. Kagan, write her off 2-4. So got to get the last three. Here we go. We got to rally here.
Mm-hmm.
Gorsuch.
And Gorsuch, I think, might vote the right way.
Okay. Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh, I'm a little less confident in, but maybe.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Oh, she's absolutely going to vote.
So you're going to get at least 3, maybe 5. So between 3 and 5. So it's right. It could go either way.
Could go 5-4. Yeah.
But I don't know off the top of my head Kavanaugh and Gorsuch on live.
All hell will, in fact, break loose if they do. If they do rule.
I'm telling you, Trump was the curveball that the left wasn't expecting. That's why they have to float this stupid expand the court thing, because they thought it was going to be Hillary's 3 picks.
Yep.
And that's why they came up with such a radical plan that kind of revealed the mask more so than they would like.
Speaking of abortion, super duper Catholic. He almost wears a Catholic cape. He's so very Catholic. Joe Biden has removed the ban that Trump put in place on selling aborted baby parts and the federal funding of that heinous sin, really, of that unbelievable evil. It's unreal what this guy has done in the first, 125 or 30 days. Unbelievable. But there could be no more crystalline instance of the woke left's regress back into the evils of anti-civilization, barbarism, than the selling of aborted, unborn children's body parts for research. As the article says, this is scientific cannibalism. I like that term.
That is good.
Wherein the powerful preserve their own lives by killing the weak and preying upon their dismembered bodies. Well, when you put it like that,
right.
Of course it sounds bad. Mm-hmm. Recognizing this evil, in 2019, Trump and the Health and Human Services Department ended taxpayer funding for the use of corpses of aborted unborn children. And they banned the National Institute of Health internal research team from using fetal tissue and installed ethics boards to oversee all future federally funded research. So not only did Biden end all of that, he also shut down the ethics board. Told them bye-bye. Because we don't need any ethics. Wow. So how did the Washington Post spin this? I mean, the Washington Post is unbelievable. Unbelievable. During a White House press briefing, EWTN reporter Owen Jensen cited Archbishop Naumann's statement that the HHS repeal of pro-life protections was deeply offensive to millions of Americans for our tax dollars to be used for research that collaborates with an industry built on the taking of innocent lives. Then Jen Psaki was asked, how does the White House respond to that criticism? She said, look, I think the White House respectfully disagrees. Wow.
Another non-answer answer.
Exactly. And so the Washington Post took it up because they realized that was woefully inadequate. So the Washington Post argued that this unbelievable evil practice is a moral matter that must be viewed through a partisan political prism. Quote, a rising group of right-wing U.S. Catholic bishops is colliding with a very Catholic president who supports abortion rights. I mean, again, this is just plain evil, period.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Because Cardinal Joe Tobin of Newark, remember, he said that a person in good conscience could vote for Joe Biden as president.
That's
stunning.
Insane. It's insane. With the Washington Post trying to spin these Catholic bishops as right-wing kooks, and they try to spin those bishops as less Catholic than Joe Biden.
Wow.
It's despicable to insinuate that this senile douchebag who picks and chooses what he wants and doesn't want from his faith, that does not make him very Catholic. It makes him anti-Catholic, going against the stated doctrine of the church. And yet, the Washington Post spins it completely in his favor, even on a religious issue like this. I mean, the cover that they provide for him on a continual basis is just stunning. It's stunning. And it's bringing the country down. So we need to take stands here. We need to stand firm and not allow them to silence us through their racist claims, through all the insults that they toss our way of being against a woman's right to choose and women's reproductive rights and all that garbage. I don't care if you're called a racist or anti-woman or whatever. We got to stand up to this stuff. It's killing our society. And if you think we're not going to be held accountable for this in the end by a higher power, I think you're dreaming.